Welcome back. We're less than 3 hours away from polls closing right here in New York, and well, we're already getting some exit poll information for you. Our very own Ling is in the Fox Business Center with the details. Joe.
The New York primary, of course, is home to Wall Street, so we want to see what the Democrats and Republicans think about Wall Street and its impact on the economy. Take a look. New York Republicans say, well, 51% of them say that Wall Street hurts the U.S. economy. They actually kind of agree in a lot of ways with the Democrats. 64% of Democrats say that Wall Street hurts the U.S. economy. So it's a very interesting play there by both sides. We also want to take a look at New York Republicans and who has the best chance to beat Hillary Clinton if she becomes the nominee in November. 56% say it's Donald Trump, 21% think it's Kasich, and 16% think it could be Ted Cruz. On the other side, New York Democrats, exit polls asked who's the best person to beat Trump in November, and 64% are going with Hillary Clinton, while 33% are going for Bernie Sanders. So some very interesting breakdown of the data. We'll bring you more a little bit later throughout this evening. Charles.
Ling, thank you very, very much. All right, let's get a reaction from Mica, Mosbacher, Senator Scott Brown, and Ford O'Connell. Ford, let me start with you. You know, listen, New York, I think, is sort of unique. I wouldn't necessarily use it as a template or a proxy for the rest of the country, but 56% saying that Donald Trump would be the best candidate against Hillary Clinton seems to be he's growing momentum in that category.
Well, I think it's going to be a big night for Donald Trump. The only question is how big. He should probably get 2/3 of the 95 delegates without breaking a sweat. If he gets north of 83 delegates out of 95, he's had a good night. And if he gets 95 delegates, 100%, it's a huge night for Donald Trump. But let's not mistake, as you pointed out, geography in New York with momentum for Donald Trump going forward. The month of April should be the month of Trump. In May, he may run into some roadblocks.
Although, Senator Brown, we got Pennsylvania, we've got Maryland, we've got New Jersey. Donald Trump polling extraordinarily well there, although we've already hinted at the fact that there was a survey taken of over 100 delegates from Pennsylvania. It already feels to me that the fix, if you will, is in.
Well, certainly hope not, Charles. And just to step back for 1 minute, one thing that people have always been criticizing Trump for is that, oh, he only gets 30, 35, 40%. Well, if he wins by over 50% in a closed primary, which is in New York, that, I think, says a lot. And don't forget, you have Rhode Island, obviously, and Connecticut in there as well. But, yes, if, in fact, he wins away in Pennsylvania, you would think that the delegates would have, I would think, an affirmative obligation to actually go forward and support that nominee. That's what the Democrats are complaining about on their side with the superdelegates. You know, Sanders is crushing in New Hampshire in particular, and yet he gets the superdelegates and he ends up with more delegates. I believe it's wrong. We know what the process is. We know it's parochial, but if the guy wins by 40, 50, 60%, he gets that number, and the other guys get 20, 30, he should get the most delegates, period.
Yeah, well, I mean, in some of these states, though, you can get less than that and get all the delegates. But here's the thing, Mica. How does your guy, Cruz, regain momentum after this Northeast sweep?
Well, first of all, let's not forget he's just won 5 states, including Wyoming, which is a microcosm, really, of voters as we go from the Midwest to the out West.
Wait. Wyoming? I mean, as much as I don't think New York is a proxy for the rest of the country, I would say the same for Wyoming.
Well, I would disagree because for the first time, Cruz was able to carry voters of all ages, voters of all faith. Voters who were young.
How many voters?
In Wyoming, I can't say, but the states combined 1.3 million, I believe.
Well, I know that was a number he threw out there, but what I'm saying is for going after this Northeast swing, Donald Trump obviously polling very well. He's going to have a great night tonight. To what degree, we'll find out in a couple of hours. How does Ted Cruz reignite it, particularly with Indiana, because everyone's talking California. I think Indiana will decide the GOP nominee.
You could be right, although we plan to take it all the way out to California. But I will say, going back to Ted Cruz, who is in Pennsylvania tonight, his message is resonating well in a very depressed coal region among people that are hobbled with the Obama regulations. So I think that he has the opportunity to win.
Ted has a small problem, and that is in the month of April, if Donald Trump gets 180 delegates, Ted Cruz is going to be mathematically eliminated. So the bottom line is really very simple. Does Donald Trump get the 1237 on the first ballot or not? And if it does go to a second ballot, Ted Cruz could have a very big shot because he's been outmaneuvering Donald Trump left, right, and center on the delegate game, and that's why Trump's been having to make campaign changes.
And, of course, everyone knows that Ted Cruz has said over and over, Kasich is mathematically eliminated. Why is he still in it? The same argument, Mica, will be used against him once he is mathematically eliminated.